This short segment of video is about removing the lead tubing from the valve board. This is the board that goes to the stack, the Windchest on a double valve assembly for a standard action. Basically speaking, you take a very sharp knife and you just lay it on there and you just cut it off. And we just cut that tubing off. To get this stuff off here, you just hammer it on down with a sharp knife. What you're left with is what's left of the lead tubing inside of the holes. And next segment we'll show you how to either get this out of here or to prepare it for the brass nipples. The brass nipples that are going to be inserted into these holes. Well, the next step in the process of retubing the valve board for the Windchest is to remove the old lead. This drill bit is 3/1000ths of an inch larger than the size of a nipple that will be put in here. The problem with trying to drill out these lead tubes so that without removing them, and you'll probably see this very shortly, is that when you go to drill them out, when you go to drill these out, what typically happens is the lead tube will start spinning inside of the hole, and you won't be able to drill it. What ends up happening, as this has, is that now the lead tube has fallen all the way down in there, and you can't get it out. But with a little patience, you can end up pulling this all the way out. And if you're lucky, as you're going through these, you'll find that as you kind of get into a habit or a method, you might wonder why I'm not using an electric drill. I mean, these things are just spinning there like crazy and you end up going nowhere fast. That's why I use the hand drill. I found over the years that the job goes quicker with the hand drill than it does with the electric drill. And it's not heavy. It's much lighter. Whoop. I don't know if I'm in frame here. The next part of the job is putting in either an elbow or a straight nipple, and on the sections of the tubing that curve, this section curves towards the center, and the opposite end it goes the other direction. So actually having an elbow here makes it so that you don't have to turn the tubing, you don't have to bend the tubing quite so much, it'll lay smoother. Whereas in the center section, you want a straight nipple. I usually let them sit up a similar distance to what they had originally when I put them in. I don't try to measure them or anything, I just do that by eye. And we'll get onto that in a minute. Every so often you're going to come across a situation where when you cleaned it, it didn't get real clean, and so I just want to show you how you can handle this. You know, you see that this stuff comes right off. This is the old burnt shellac that's on there. Next part is putting in the, see if both of these are in frame. I'll move this over just a little bit. Get these both in frame. Now this is the section where the tubing comes basically straight up. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what you can do for the section that's on the right and on the left, where the tubing bends quite a bit. And it's easier and better, in my opinion, to use an elbow in those positions. But this is how you put this on. You just take the nipple, and this is a hot melt synthetic glue. You just put that on there, and then turn it down into the hole. And on the elbow, just put the glue on. And then turn it down into the hole and point it the direction that you want. And that is all there is to it. Now obviously, since if you're going to be going in this, if you're going to be putting in these elbows, you got to make sure you do the right one, the ones that are to the left. If you're going to put ones that are pointed to the left, you have to do the ones that are to the left first, because as you can see, now there's no way for me to get at that. Okay, so you have to do the one that's to the left for elbows that are pointing to the left, and obviously you would have to do ones to the right for elbows that are pointing to the right. And you can see that even if you don't get it exactly where you want it right off the bat, you have a little bit of time to move this before the glue hardens or sets. So, and then you want to clean up these little pieces of residue that are on here. And that's all there is to it.